So much depends upon a red wheelbarrow, glazed with rainwater, beside the white chickens. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. Today, we're taking a look at verbal prosody, and these are two examples, the first from William Carlos Williams and the second from Langston Hughes. Verbal prosody is an arrangement by word count. Now, not a specific amount of words or a specific pattern of words, but one that the poet chooses themselves. And we can see in this arrangement by word count that it's not necessary that it be a specific number of words, even from line to line or even in alternating lines, but that the number of words has some correlation to the thought or feeling of a moment or piece or whole of a poem. So looking at Langston Hughes, A Negro Speaks of Rivers again, we can see the incredible parallelism in the short lines. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. There's this lovely feeling that comes from those short lines where it takes these larger flowing thoughts that give us the sense of the breadth and depth of the rivers and condenses them down into the internal thought of the poet himself. There are really no themes to consider with verbal prosody. You can basically write about anything. What's more important is to choose the number of words or length of sentences for your topic. So just as we see in the William Carlos Williams poem, he's chosen this topic that is many tiny little things in our lives, poetic and beautiful things, but things that we see or think about every day. A red wheelbarrow, rainwater, white chickens. They're simple topics, and so his prosody is short and sweet and concise. We also have this lovely thing happening with the pattern of words that gives us a real rhythm that is also a familiar rhythm that we all know. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. So it has this lovely familiarity as much in the feeling of the words and the structure of the prosody as it does in what's being spoken about. So why not just write in prose? For those of you who don't know what prose is poetry that's written without any thought of prosody. You just sort of fill the page with the thoughts and the lines and the sentences. And prose just looks like a paragraph on the page. It's what we expect in most novels. So what I love about verbal prosody is one, that ability to, in the same way spatial prosody kind of does, create a picture that reinforces the message, even if that's just about length or parallelism of ideas. But more importantly for me is that using verbal prosody forces me to really edit my poems. If I determine going in sort of the length of the lines or an alternating length and pattern of lines, then I'm going to stick to that. And it's going to make me really reflect upon my word choice and also my editing of the poem. So this form is rather up to you. And if you're struggling to sort of come up with something and you're wondering where to start, then I would say start with imitation. Take that William Carlos Williams poem and see if you can write your own in a 3-1-3-1 pattern. Or look at the Langston Hughes. Can you write a poem where the shorter lines are really a means of condensing and encapsulating the longer lines and bringing them internal to yourself? Imitation is often given a bad rap in our society, but it's one of the best ways to learn poetry is to start off by imitating the forms and sort of patterns, and even the rhetoric, which we'll get to, of other great poets that have come before us. So I hope you enjoy Verbal Prosody, and I'm looking forward to coming back to you next week with our very first little dip into rhetoric.